Hey guys, it's Mandrew here, and today we're going to be showing you how to get the S rank on Inferno mode for Resident Evil 3. First off, there's a couple things you're going to need. If you go under the shop, you can see what we're going to get here. You're going to need the recovery coins, both of the iron defense coins, at least one assault coin. You can buy both, that's up to you. I recommend getting the Stars Field manual, makes it easier to dodge, the lockpick, and the bolt cutters in order to save time. And of course, you want to get all the item hip pouches so you can carry as much as you need. And then finally, the infinite rocket launcher will make this the easiest. Now again, you should have an idea of kind of how to run this game because you would have had to beaten it on the hardcore nightmare difficulties before being able to even try to do Inferno. So let's get it started. Now again, the biggest difference between this thing and something to keep in mind too is this isn't going to be a world record run. This is just going to be the S rank to get you the Jill Valentine trophy and or achievement for whatever you're playing. Now the strict guidelines for it is that you need to beat the game in under 2 hours and you need to do it with 5 saves or less. You can do it without saving at all. Now, the enemies do hit harder, some take more damage, and there is some switched up enemy variation, but a lot of it is kind of the same. Again, you're going to run down the same routes. I'm just going to show you something a little bit more streamlined, but I mean, you'll have plenty of wiggle room by the time that we're done here. So I think my finish time is about 1:10. So of course, you're going to want to start answering the phones and go through all the Nemesis chase here. And again, cutscenes actually do not interfere with your overall time, so you can watch them if you would prefer. I just go ahead and skip every one of them because, again, I've beaten this like a million times already, so. There's really no way that I've seen to kind of speed up the beginning, so you kind of just got to go through all this. In my opinion, actually, I think the beginning and the ending of this game are the hardest parts. Because when you start off, you actually start off with just the pistol. You don't have any of your rocket launchers or your defense coins or any of that stuff. I mean, as far as what that stuff will do for you, in case you don't know, those defense coins, they actually regenerate your health over time. The attack coins, of course, boost your attack. And the other things, like the bolt cutters, you really don't have to buy them. It just makes it a lot easier. So, you're going to start off here and just kind of run towards Brad like always, you know, usual. Again, I'm not going to highlight every little thing you're going to need to do because you should have done this at least 3 to 4 times beforehand.
You okay?
This all happened so fast.
I don't know. One fucked up thing always leads to another. It's like Arclay.
And of course, you kind of usually want to be running. The big thing to note too, I guess, in a way, is so when you do make your saves, if you do happen to die, maybe there's a segment you're not good at, do not reload the game or hit continue. Ideally, you just want to hit quit, and then you can load your game back up, and it actually won't count as death for you. So here's the first guy here. If you're bad at dodging, I guess you can kind of practice this a little bit. You can actually take 2 hits before you die. Well, on the second one you should die, so don't worry about the guy crawling out of the bus. It's this one here to the left, and sometimes you'll get this roll perfectly, but he'll do a turnaround swivel and actually grab you anyways. Even if that happens, you do want to continue the run, because again, like I said, you can take at least 1 good hit and keep going. It'll jack you up pretty bad, but as long as you can get past the second one, you're pretty much home free until the end of the game.
Isn't far. I can take it.
Don't even bother picking up anything really along the way. You don't need any ammo, don't need anything special. The only thing I do recommend is if you do see any health items, I would pick those up, and those are more for towards the end. I don't remember if I use anything occasionally. Of course, you will need the 1 health spray for when you come into contact with the bugs. Now right here, after you hit this button, is going to be the second guy. He lunges at you like 1 to 2 seconds after you skip that cutscene. Again, try to hit it with a dodge. He would have almost got me there, but I would have been able to take that hit. You just got to get to the elevator, and that's it. Pretty much from here, it's a bit of a cakewalk. So again, there's nothing you can really do to kind of speed up this area. Just do the typical whatever it tells you in order to get past this nemesis.
It's my turn, bitch!
Right here, I don't even think it matters if you actually crawl backwards, because Carlos is, of course, going to save you. And again, you can watch these cutscenes, you could skip them all. You're not going to be able to pass Carlos after this anyways when you're following him underground, so just stick close to him. Again, don't be too worried for time if you're just going for S rank, because again, this isn't going to be a world record run. This is just to get you that achievement trophy.
Sorry, we're gonna have to go around.
Hey, what do you know about that monster?
Nothing. I've never seen anything like it. But it's no zombie. It knows what it wants and won't stop till it gets it. Don't you like that in a man?
No thanks. He's all yours.
Listen, I promise you're in good hands. I'm with the Umbrella Biohazard Countermeasure Service. UBCS for short.
Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? You guys are the ones who caused all of this.
Whoa, 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 whoa. What are you talking about? Look, you don't have to trust me, but I'm going to the shelter. You coming?
So here you actually will be able to beat him through the subway. That short section, for whatever reason, can't pass him. And of course, in full gear, he can run faster than you for some reason. So, after you skip this cutscene, what you're going to want to do is get up the stairs out towards the main street. Up there, you're going to find everything that that you should have purchased beforehand. So you have all the item pouches, which will not actually be in the box. They'll be sitting around the outside, so make sure you don't miss those. All the defense coins and the rocket launcher, as well as the assault coins, will be inside of that box. So again, make sure you get all that stuff. I usually actually only take one assault coin. You can take two if you feel the need to. I just try to grab the extra health, as you'll notice here, because I really use a lot of this towards the end, and we'll get to that part a little bit later. But you can keep extra health on you. You should have extra slots just in case of an emergency at all times, because you don't want to get struck down by something. And of course, you do got to use that one standard green herb that's just outside the bug room. And again, you won't need any of this stuff, so make sure you put everything away. Do not forget to grab the bolt cutters and the lockpick, because we're not actually going to find those on the map, and that's just going to help speed up our run a bit. And again, make sure you grab that Stars Field combat, because that will help making dodge a lot easier. At least they say it does. Whether or not it, I feel like I've been struck down pretty good, even when I felt I should have dodged. And again, you're just going to blast everything. That's all we're going to do in this run. You're going to turn this corner here. There's going to be a group of zombies, just blow them all away. Now, you'll see me here, and this is what I do a lot, is I shoot at corners that are in the map. Sometimes you don't want to shoot at the enemy because they might miss or dodge somehow. You want to shoot either at their feet and hit the ground. But I like to shoot around a lot of corners that I can't see where anything is, just to make sure that no one's actually there. So you're going to turn around. Of course, these guys are going to break down the gate as usual. Just kill them all. And the rocket launcher actually does not hurt you. So if you happen to shoot close to yourself during an emergency, then don't worry about it. Again, I shoot down here, kill everybody. You're actually not going to cut through the donuts. You're going to come down these stairs, and you're going to cut a right. Now, you're not going to go to that right section until later. You're going to cut a left right here, another right, and just kind of follow the path. And you're going to go through that door that's going to be coming up right here. Now, there's one guy in here versus the two on the other modes, but I shoot anyways just in case to kill that guy and make sure that he's dead. Now, after you come out here, you're going to turn, shoot right there. I think there's a guy in the corner, but I do it anyways just to be safe. Again, you'll kind of notice that through a lot of this run. You have infinite ammo, so just go ahead and use it. If you're not sure if someone's dead, you're going to want to make sure, because you don't want to run into them on the way back. And of course, we're going to come straight into the subway here. You're just going to grab the fire hose right off the bat. Sometimes that guy won't always break out of there, so you can actually shoot that door and kill him, and then just deal with him on the way back. So now you're going to cut back to the beginning of the game. Inside this donut shop, there is going to be one guy banging on the door. Just go ahead and kill him. So come back up through the way that you just came. Go to the left and, of course, put out that fire. And again, I'm shooting these people. Pretty sure they're already dead. But just to be safe, because I don't want anyone to get me on my way back through here.
Gotta put this out.
So you're going to cut through here. You actually don't have to open any of the lockpicks or anything really like that. I think I just did this one to see if there's any sort of health in it. Oh, yeah, of course, there's a first aid spray. So make sure that you grab that. Now, up here, once you turn this corner, there are going to be 2 dogs that are going to be coming at you. Again, just shoot the ground in between them. Should hit them both, and probably kill the enemies out on the side as well. So, upcoming in this room, there's actually going to be a group of zombies in the small locker area. I just shoot one rocket and run past them. It seems like when you come back down this direction, they actually are not here anymore. So, unless I just happened to kill them all, luckily, with that first shot, and it went through the locker. When I came back down, nobody was down there, so I just let it be. And again, you do want to grab all the little herbs and stuff like that you can. Just because in the end the boss does have sort of a cheap move that'll one-shot you. And of course you're going to have to use the one green herb right here as soon as the bug grabs you.
Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
And it's okay if you have to use more than one in here. I think that I did on this run. But again, it's not really going to cause any sort of issues for you.
Gross.
So once you get through here, you're just going to run straight. And then you're going to cut a left at the end and then run straight. And you should run into your first generator. I don't know how well it would sound on a TV. I do have headset, so a lot of the times when I'm running down through here, I can actually hear them, but I will also turn the camera behind me so that way I can see if anyone's coming up behind me, because it usually seems like they don't go to grab you until you touch the generator, and that's when they kind of sort of spawn. And so a lot of times, again, like I did right there, I'll just fire straight at the wall as soon as I'm done, because it'll end up killing them without hurting yourself. So after you drop down the ladder, just run up over the top. You don't need anything. There's going to be one generator here on the right, and then the other 2 are going to be behind you. It's okay if you take a hit too, just because those defensive coins, again, don't feel like you have to use your health right away unless you're really hurt, because they will regenerate your health over time. And I find that they do it fairly quick. Again, there's going to be a few enemies that jump out right here through this middle cocoon. To the left, there's going to be a generator. Again, you can hear a lot of those things crawling around, so you should be able to hear when they're coming up on you. And, you know, don't be afraid to just fire off rounds. Yeah, as you can see, this guy grabbed me. So, again, it's not a big deal. We have that extra health for emergencies like that. And then the last generator is out here towards your left. And again, you do have time to spare, so if you do have a hard time with this part, you can go ahead and just sit and wait a second and see if any of them are coming at you. Because, again, by the time I finish this, I think it was 110. So if you want to spend a couple extra seconds, make sure you don't get attacked, you can do that too. And of course, try not to electrocute yourself like I did there by accident. So now we're just going to escape. You're just going to follow your route back out. No need to even deal with any of those guys. If for whatever reason this is a hard part for you, you can definitely use the save room that's up here. I don't really tend to burn my save zone towards the end. So if you can go longer without using them, then that's going to be perfect. Now, upcoming, since he's actually going to be outside of, once you come outside the gate here, your first encounter with the Nemesis, I never just run past him. I know some people do. I prefer just to dodge him and just knock him. Once you knock him, and you don't even need whatever's in the briefcase, you can get it if you don't have that achievement. But once you knock him, he will not chase you for like a little while, or at least until the next segment. So you don't have to worry about him constantly being on you. And again, sometimes he will dodge your rockets if you shoot it directly at him like he just did right there. So generally I try to shoot the ground so that way it'll get him with the, area of effect. I want to say there's some zombies here on the other modes. I don't remember if this is an Inferno exclusive. Once you turn the corner, there's another one right here, and then one on the door. And again, you just want to get rid of them. But you have plenty of time since Nemesis isn't going to be getting back up. Now we are going to be making our way back over to the subway car room. So that way we can do the little puzzle there and align the tracks. And again, the Nemesis is going to pop out again right here. So you can kind of have a chance to kill people before he does show up, because he doesn't show up until you're about closer to the stairs. And again, you just want to knock him easy as possible. Just keep your distance, because he will close gap on you very quick. Again, there's a couple zombies out here that weren't out here before. If you didn't deal with this guy inside now, he will have gotten up. Not that one there, but around the corner. That guy, I believe, gets up on the way back.
Carlos, I'm in
the... Again, you're going to do this puzzle. You should know it by now. If anything, just write it down, or it's, take a look at the screen here because I got it up. I actually don't have my notes in front of me, so I've forgotten it.
Valid route confirmed.
Carlos, it's me. I finished inputting the subway route.
Alright, so now you're actually going to turn around, as usual, and run back to the subway station.
We'll make sure the subway's ready to depart.
On the way back right here, this guy should finally try to get up.
What the fuck?
I don't think you notice too many enemy placements that are different until a little bit later on. You could easily just run past these guys. I just killed them. And of course, as soon as you come out this door, the Nemesis is going to be right here again. Again, once you get through here, there's actually a few zombies as well. You're just going to want to shoot those dead angles again, just to make sure there's nothing around the corner before you turn the corner that's going to grab you. Now, once you get down here, however, I'll give you the heads up. Again, you can save here if you want to. I didn't need to. You kind of want to save those a little bit for later on if you're unsure. But once you get down here, of course, the Nemesis is going to attack you again, so I'm going to give you the heads up. I generally run forward a little bit and then turn around and try to shoot at him. So that way I don't have to deal with him chasing me all the way up into the room. You could even actually shoot the wall like I do right there, because that's going to hurt him without hurting yourself. And so once you knock him, easily just get up here. You don't want to get lost or anything. It's kind of hard to. It's a little one-way track, but just get down into the sewers. Now, just a little forewarning for these gammas that are down here, and those are the big frog creatures in case you don't know. When they do slither out, it does seem like there is a second or two. They have a few seconds of invincibility before you can hurt them. So I just spam rockets at them. I would not say to try to keep running past them even when you think they're dead, until you're for sure that they're dead, because I ruined my first speed run doing that, thinking, okay, you know, I hit him with 3 rockets, he should be gone, but that first one didn't count. Maybe the second one didn't even count either, because of that invincibility frame that he has whenever he slithers out of the little tunnel hill. Now, there's no need to go to the left down here, so once you come up to the split, you're going to go to the right. I believe on the lesser difficulties, there's one guy that you'll meet right here first. He's not actually here. Behind the waterfall, though, I believe there is an enemy, so I just shoot into the waterfall a few times to make sure I hit whatever's going to be in there. Now, of course, the first gamma you're going to run into after this is going to be this one that comes out of the tunnel here on the left. And again, I'd recommend backing up and shooting before I've tried walking and shooting. But again, we're not going for world record, and with how much time we're saving, I would just play it safe. So, once you get in here, you're really just going to want to grab that battery. You can grab anything extra if you need. I believe there might be some first aid or something in here, if I'm not mistaken. You don't really need anything else. And ignore the fact that I grabbed those. I actually didn't mean to hit A. So again, gotta trash those right now. You can actually trash the bolt cutters too. I meant to do that earlier, but forgot. So on your way back up, not just a little bit past the waterfall, you're going to follow the same path back, of course. Just a little bit here up the ways, there's going to be another guy. I just shoot a couple down there just to make sure that there's not anything, just to be safe. Because again, we do have the time and we have the ammo for it. Now another one's going to slide out there. And again, you're going to want to shoot and try to back up at the same time, because these guys can close ground a little quick, especially if you're walking towards them at the same time. So you don't really have to worry about anything else until the last one that's going to be here up on the left, jumping from over the ledge. Now, once you see them lying down like that, they do not get back up. They're actually writhing as they're dying. So once you see that, feel free to run past them. If you want to shoot an extra one, just to be safe, go right ahead. You're going to insert that battery right here on the right-hand side. And of course, all these puzzles and everything are going to be the same as before. Come in here. Once you get up these stairs, there's going to be another gamma jumping up. Just go ahead and take him out. You can try to run past him if you want to, but I'd sooner just kill him. Now, do not forget to grab this battery, because I've done that before. Just go to run to the next section and forget to grab this thing. There is an extra hip pouch up here that I believe you can grab that will expand your inventory if you go to the right. You don't actually need it, but if you're feeling that you do so you can carry more stuff, by all means, more power to you.
Carlos.
And if it does make it a little bit easier too, actually I should have mentioned that earlier, you can skip whenever you're talking on the walkie-talkie. So right here, you're just going to run. You don't really have to shoot those ones because they're slow, but I do it anyways just because I don't want to get grabbed by accident while running from this guy.
It can use weapons?
And there's nothing different here. Once you get up here, there's still the same amount of couple of zombies, and then of course the boss fight again, the first boss fight against the Nemesis.
I gotta get out. Quick.
Again, if you'd like, there's a save station up here, so feel free to use that if you need to. But especially with the rocket launcher, this fight is no challenge at all. All of the boss fights, really, you just cruise right through them. The only one you're gonna have trouble with, or if you have trouble, would be the ending one. And that's just because he can do a little combo that pretty much just knocks you instantly. And again, all you do is just start spamming him with the rocket. Generally, I aim at his feet though, so he doesn't do it. Because even if he does do his quick dodge, it's going to hit him within that radius. And just keep smashing him.
Still kicking?
So now you're just going to follow the path. Once you get on top of this fire truck here, you can notice I do clear out a couple guys. You can easily just get down there and run past them. But again, I'm not going for world record, so I'm just trying to clear them out and make everything as easy as possible. I didn't want them somehow to be outside the door when I come out of Kendo's gun shop here. You shouldn't need to grab anything else in Kendo's, you just want to make your way around to the back, and then of course skip his cutscene and grab the key.
If you're heading to the station, take that service tower in front of the shop, okay?
Now, I don't remember if those guys here on the other difficulties, once you do get in here, though, there's going to be one guy on the first floor that's by the front door, so make sure you take him out. And then, of course, once you get out here, you're going to run into the Nemesis again. Instead of running from him, I actually just shoot him, so that way he won't be blasting rockets at me anymore, because it's pretty easy to dodge his rockets out here. Or you can just take the hit, especially with those coins, that it's not really that big a deal. I just kind of do that to take the pressure off a little bit, because I know there's a few enemies up here. You just don't want to feel like maybe you're trapped or anything at all while trying to get away from them. And same thing as well. He's actually, even if you knock him, he is going to jump ahead of you up here and be on the car. And you can just run past him, but again, I just choose to shoot him. You could do either or if you want to. So after beating him, again, you're just going to follow the same path as you normally would. Same as any other run. When you come down here, he is of course going to blow off that head from the toy factory. So just do a quick down B. That'll turn you around and just run right down the hill. I wouldn't recommend trying to cross over because I've actually done that before and I ended up getting stuck. I don't know why I thought it would be faster. So I just run straight down and then I cut over to the right. It seemed like when I did that cut over in between up there, which seems like it would make sense, I just ended up getting smashed. And it wasn't even really kind of close to me. So again, Nemesis is going to show up behind you. You're going to want to knock him again.
Carlos, I know we didn't get off to a great start, but thanks for the save.
Hey, you saved my ass first. You're a hell of a lot braver than me.
Well, what matters is that we can get everyone out of the city now.
Yeah. Hey, you'll be safe.
So in this next spot, you're actually going to see me mess it up. After this, you play as Carlos, and then you run into Brad. Zombie Brad's the very first person you run into. You actually do not have to kill him. He takes a lot to die anyways, and I believe he just shows up later on regardless of what you do. But again, you should have enough machine gun ammo just to smash him. Somehow, I let him get close to me and bite me and practically almost kill me. But important to note is you are not going to start off with any of your stuff. Now, Carlos does have access to all those medallions and everything, but you don't get them until you get inside the PD right at the start right there. Next to Tyrell. And you're going to have to pull everything out again, including the rocket launcher, the medallions, so on and so forth.
All right, keep your head screwed on, Romeo. This is the police station.
You sure? It looks like a cemetery to me. Come get some!
Now, I only kept shooting him out of spite, but realistically, you should have turned around and gone inside.
Where'd that cop go?
Don't know, don't care. We got a job to do.
Now again, I guess maybe this will give you a good example, so keep in mind, you can see me pick up these medallions and how long it takes for my health to regenerate too, if you want to see it firsthand, if you haven't gotten hit up to this point.
Custody? I thought this was a rescue.
Carlos, take a look at this.
Now you do actually have to go to Tyrell once he says that in order for you to get through.
Guard had access to Umbrella's darkest secrets. He knows we'll try to keep him under our thumbs.
So this search and rescue mission is really
Now throughout this area, there's only a couple lickers, which are the big enemies, and some zombies.
I'll open the shutter so you can get
So
through.
as long as you, and it's all small corridors, so the rocket launcher just destroys absolutely
Call you if you
everything.
find anything. Hey! Be careful.
Yeah. You too, man. What the hell was that thing? Couldn't have been a zombie. Here we go.
Again, for these lickers, you're going to want to shoot either the ground. I mean, you could shoot them directly. They actually don't dodge it as well as anything else does. Once you come through here, there is going to be a bunch of zombies.
T, you copy? There's something real nasty in
So
here.
I actually
I don't know what it is.
open the door. You can come out slowly and maybe make your way to the left a little bit because I don't believe there's anyone over there except for the one guy who's sitting up against the wall, but just turn around and make sure that way there's nobody else.
Kind of fucked up shooting cops.
So you're actually just going to run all the way up the stairs, grab a key, and then come all the way back down to the evidence room.
Carlos!
Because you got to grab the detonator for the C4 explosives on the second floor. So the key's right here in plain sight. Now, once you get to the bottom floor, there is going to be a licker in that hallway that you came from, and then there's going to be a second one where that group of zombies is. Now, I accidentally ran down here because I forgot that that's I forgot that I hadn't grabbed the detonator. So just go ahead and ignore that and just keep going down the stairs. So there's one, and then there is going to be a second one on the right as well. Now, I had to go and look because I'd forgotten in here, but I believe the locker number is going to be 104. That's for the detonator. After you get it, Brad's actually going to be at this door. I do not try to go out the door because I didn't want to accidentally run into him or him end up biting me or anything like that. So I actually waited for him to burst in through the door. You can try and shoot him through the door, but I've had times where I've done that and it actually didn't kill him for whatever reason. So now you're going to go up to the second floor, place the detonator. There are going to be some zombies in there. Now actually, be careful. There is going to be a pale head up here. I don't remember if he's there on the other difficulties, but that is another Inferno difference, or at least a harder difficulty difference, because that guy's not there on standard. So just feel free to launch, clear everything out in there, make sure there's nothing left. And I believe the palehead is once you go through the door here, he's going to be right
One at a
there.
time, take a number.
Yep, comes bursting right in. Just go ahead and give him one rocket. There's going to be another licker, and then there's more zombies that are down the hall that you actually don't even need to mess with them. You can just run straight through here. Now, once you're in the STARS office, just try to go back out the STARS office, and that'll automatically put you through to the next segment.
Look around, see if you can find anything useful.
the only one who made it?
So I wouldn't waste a save right here because there is another one just at the end. I accidentally picked those up. There is another one just at the end before you fight the nemesis. Again, there's just a couple zombies down here. No pale heads, nothing new just yet. So over here on the left, there is going to be a little bit of health, so you are going to want to grab that as well. Not to mention, I believe there's a red herb right over here. You're going to want to grab that as well. It's not necessary, but again, just to play it safe. So, after you do the short little run with this boss and you skip the cutscenes and you do whatever and you actually start fighting him, just start hammering him away. Because you can actually, I don't do it on this run, you can actually kill him before he starts wall running if you don't even try to wall run at all. And you can just kill him like right in this main spot right there. But when he does start wall running, you do want to shoot ahead of him, so that way your blast will actually hit him. Now once he's dead, there is one other little thing of health right here, just a little herb. You're going to want to head and grab that. Get the other one on the way out, of course. And then you're going to be switched back over to Carlos, because of course Jill is going to be poisoned. So now we're going to be making our way into the hospital. There's a few differences in here. The first being, as soon as you get to the first room of zombies, which I'll point out, there's actually going to be a liquor in there, so be careful when you're turning that corner.
It'll be okay. I promise.
I would actually recommend saving before you do this section, just because the hunters that are in here do have a chance to one-hit kill you, while they will just cut off your head. So you don't want to have to redo all that other stuff again.
Tyrell, where's Bard now?
So, not that they're hard, but you just don't want to risk the chance. So now coming up here, there's going to be a liquor in here as soon as you turn the corner on the roof. So run through like usual. Once you get to the second floor, there is going to be an extra hunter that is going to attack you before you go through the main room where you normally would first meet them.
Welcome to the office of Dr. Nathan.
You don't have to grab that tape recorder there. You can actually get it on the way back down, but I just happened to grab it on the way through. Of course, those guys on the other side of the glass won't die until that glass breaks, so you actually have to kill them on your way back down. That guy's already dead, so you don't even have to mess with him. There is one that's going to be outside sitting down when you come onto the balcony to make your go around. Now, you're just going to run through, straight, go right, and you're going to want to jump out the window already. So that way you can go and get the key. I accidentally grabbed the grip right here, which you don't need. So that's going to be the key for the upstairs room. So now you're going to come back through here, and you're just going to follow your route back up top. So once you come back over here and to the left, you actually should have one come up right behind you. There he is. So instead of the hunter being there when you're exiting the room, like normally when you would first encounter them after you come around through here, he'll try to run up on you. Now just the same standard amount of zombies in here, so you just want to go ahead and blast everything just to make sure you get them all. And it's just the furthest left locker. It's going to have that ID card for you to get through the other room. So as you're leaving here, you're still gonna run into that original hunter. Just go ahead and blast him.
Jesus Christ.
There is going to be another licker in here. He's on the back side of the wall. So just go ahead and shoot the cabinets like so. That'll easily take care of him. These guys don't follow you, but I just never risk it. That I usually wait to kill them. On the other side of this door, though, in that hallway, there is going to be a pale head. That's the only difference with this area. He's right as you turn this corner, and then there's nothing in the other two rooms. So be careful for him. So again, you'll notice I'm trying to be a little bit careful right here. I kind of nudge the door open to shoot at the hunters, just because they do have that shot to one-shot headshot you. And they'll just decapitate you right there on the spot. So that's the one, and then the other one's gonna, of course, be where those is in here on the left. Now they are pretty quick, and they can close the ground on you very fast, so... So once you grab the cassette, you're just going to mix that with the audio tape like you normally would, and then just go ahead and jump down the planner path like we just took a minute ago through the window, and you can go back to those doors that require the voice lock. Now on your way back, that glass is going to break where all those zombies were earlier. There's nobody dangerous in there, so just feel free to smash them again with this. You don't need anything in here, so you can just run past them. So you play the tape, run through the door. It's going to try to give you the scene with Nathaniel Bard. You can skip that, as well as when you check the computer to the left in the back, you can go ahead and skip that cutscene as well too.
Was what the documents were doing in your office in the first place.
Who do you think you're talking to? I'm goddamn Nathaniel Bard. I'm the best biologist you'll ever meet, you bet.
Bard.
So after that, go in the back, grab the back scene. As you're leaving, there is going to be the hunter that drops through the glass ceiling on the right side, just like normal. Just take him out, and then go and give Jill the back scene, and you shouldn't run into anything else on the way back. And then, of course, you do the horde survival. Now your stuff does not stack with Jill, so don't feel like you not using anything that you can put it in the container and then she'll have it in hers. That does not work, so the items do not go between the two.
gonna be okay, Jill. Better grab some gear. Sounds like there's a lot of them out there.
Now, if you need, there is an extra health save right there where the detonator is a little bit later on, but you're kind of just going to want to focus on the four. There's only 4 windows that they can come through, but you really only have to shoot 3 rockets. Shoot one right, shoot one left, and then shoot in between the middle. There's no difference between the enemies coming in. Eventually that hunter will burst out on the right, and we'll get to that. The only difference actually that you do want to note is that window that's on the left right here that I'm aiming at now is going to have a hunter come through it. That's the only thing you want to be careful for, is a random hunter towards the end will come through it. And I don't think he'll actually spawn if you're looking at the window, because it seems like usually he only spawns when I'm looking away. So there's been times where it seems like the shutters won't close and there's no zombies. And once I look away and look back, there's a hunter in the room, so be careful. And if you're someone who hasn't done the records, I mean, you should have all this stuff done by that point. If you're missing something, you could create a save right here, and it's super easy to rack up all the zombie kills that you need with certain weapons, or just the zombie kills in general. This is the section you're going to want to use. Now, make sure you kill the center. He's going to come in on the right. You do not have to go in the back and turn that breaker on. You can leave it the way it is. I just do it anyways. There's of course going to be a zombie that falls right here, who needs to be killed. Now this section, no matter what difficulty you're on, does seem like it takes an eternity. Pretty much is just a shoot fest. Again, this is what I meant right here. I think this is going to be the spot where, again, until I do like a full turn and get that out of my view, that hunter is not going to spawn. But there's no zombies spawning. Yep, there he goes. So after this, the zombies do break through. Just go ahead and blow them all up, and then go ahead and hit the detonator that's going to be right there on that pillar. And that'll end this section for you in the hospital, and you'll be ready to start over as Jill for the final stretch.
Maybe you can knock the pillar down with that explosive. I'm on it. right? Exploding the way it is.
Carlos!
So, as Jill, again, you want to go out the doors that are going to be behind you and just rush straight down into the labs.
Right. Guess I'm not talking you out of this. The storage facility is underground, beneath this hospital. I've lost contact with Carlos, so expect trouble.
So once you get down here, it's actually not going to be the first room, it's going to be the next room. There's going to be a pale head that is there, so make sure you don't get jumped by him by mistake. And sometimes those guys do not die with one rocket. Generally, I try to shoot two at them, so you just kind of want to be careful with them.
Oh, this must be the way underground. How is it no one in the hospital ever noticed all this?
So, you can grab that final pouch. Don't necessarily need to because we're here towards the end. You're going to drop down. I shoot at these guys down here first. I shoot at these guys and I don't think it kills them, but you can kill that one pale head that's up hanging off the ledge before anything else starts. These guys, I don't think come back alive until you circle back. But wouldn't hurt to shoot them anyways. You got the ammo for it.
I must admit, I respect your tenacity, but I'm afraid our games end here.
You think this is over?
So once this elevator's down, you don't want to forget where the fuses are. As soon as you call it up, the first fuse is going to be right in front of you. Now there's going to be health over here on the right, just a herb. You can go ahead and grab that, but don't forget the fuse before you go on. Now, before you drop down, you might be able to shoot and see in there. I don't know if when he spawns, there's actually a gamma. I'm not exactly sure when he spawns because he's not there on your way up, but you want to kill him before you get down. Now, there's not going to be any dogs unless I just happen to kill them before they ever spawn on this section. I don't ever run into them, but I always shoot that rocket right there just to make sure. You don't want to mess with any of the switches right here to make that run over the top a lot easier. Again, standard zombie right there, who's always right there.
Dead end. No, wait.
Now there's only other two two differences for this small section right here. And that's going to be where the hunter placement is. And the second gamma that actually has two dogs, but we'll get there when we get there. So in here, there's going to be a zombie or two, and then a pale head. Make sure you blow them up. And then you can either go that way first and to the left for the other fuse, or just follow back here. Again, this is why I say don't pull on any of those other switches, because otherwise that one will go down by accident. So all you gotta do is just call this one up, and you can just run straight through. So after you go down, there's a room, a capsule that's going to open that's closest to the fuse. There's not going to be anything in there. It's the second capsule right here that's close to the ladder. It's going to have two dogs and a gamma in it. Make sure you fire off rockets in there. You might be able to try and beat him. I didn't want to risk one of the dogs hitting me and then him killing me. And that's not going to pop open until you're on your way back. And she's always going to flinch no matter what right there. So just fire off those rounds and just kill whatever's in there. You should be able to beat them to the ladder, but I just don't ever try to risk it. So go back the way that you came. And again, now we're going to go to the door left of where that pale head was. Now when you get down there, generally before, a hunter would pop up as you're going to go and grab, before you can grab that third fuse. He actually does not show up until you're on your way back towards this ladder right here. He's going to spawn and jump in, I think about right here at the end of this hallway. And he does come in quick at you, so do be careful.
Alright, here goes.
Now, I shoot at these guys again because I don't know if I had happened to kill them before. You can or can't. It's up to you. But either way, you do want to make sure you deal with them. Then once you pop in these three fuses, you're done with this section. So you do have to go and touch that computer in order for the next sequence to start. After Tyrell gets in here, you do have to wait a little bit for him.
We'll find the vaccine up ahead.
Sure you don't need to stop?
Stop and do what? I got your back.
All right, let's get this done.
So, now that he's dead, you're going to be here in the lab. I shoot that guy. I don't even think that guy gets up. As soon as you go up these stairs, though, there's going to be one zombie to your left, but there's going to be a pale head to your right that's behind these crates, so make sure you do get him. And that's really kind of the only thing I noticed on Inferno, I believe. I don't think that guy is here beforehand. And I would shoot back there just in case to make sure that second guy dies as well. So that way you don't run into him on your way back. So once you're in this room, you can just grab the vaccine, or not the vaccine, the USB, and go back downstairs. I accidentally happened to run towards the vaccine thing because I don't know why. I forgot.
Override key successfully done.
So you do not actually have to do anything with this machine. You actually need the stuff for it first. I don't know what I was thinking and happened to go over and towards it.
Synthesis? I have to make it myself?
So once you go down into the next room. You're going to head downstairs and to the left. Use that red USB to get through the door. Now there's going to be one pale head on the stairs, and there's 3 that are going to be down in between all the body bags. Make sure you kill them. You don't want to accidentally run. Make sure they're dead. You don't accidentally want to run into one of them on your way back.
Override complete.
Once you're done with them, you're actually going to want to head upstairs and open the door to grab the first part of the vaccine that you need to synthesize the capsule. But do be careful because there's a zombie on the floor who will lunge at you. But before I go up there, generally I try to kill all these guys and make sure they're all dead first. So, after you grab this, just head downstairs and back through those body bags over towards your left, and we're going to be heading to the back room now. And we're pretty much on the home stretch.
I might be able to use this to synthesize the vaccine.
So once you come back through here, as soon as you go down the stairs, there is going to be a zombie that spawns up in your upper right. You're just going to want to kill him so that way you don't run into him later on. Then of course, standard, go back here, push in the 1 generator, and then head over into the next room. Now, you can save before you come down here, go back upstairs. There's that save room that we had passed. If you don't have faith that you can take out these hunters, because again, you don't want to get one-shotted by them. There's a pale head and some zombies and stuff coming up, but it's the hunters that are the deadliest part, because again, you're fighting more than one, and all it takes is for one of them just to do that one-shot maneuver that will kill you. As you go to come up here, all the zombies are going to start flooding out of that door on your left. Just go ahead and start shooting into there. There is going to be one pale head, so just make sure that he is down. So now that you're in here, you're going to grab the other half of the vaccine. You could either mix it now or mix it later. And then you're going to go back to that machine that I accidentally touched earlier. That's going to be back up the stairs. But once you come back down this elevator, once you're about halfway through, the hunters are going to start breaking through. You can find different methods of trying to fight them. I personally get to one side of the room and then just aim and let them funnel towards me versus just running around sporadically. So, after they're all dead, just continue back your run, and then I don't believe you run into anything else until the final boss fight, so you should be good. Second to final boss fight, excuse me. Now, for this puzzle, you're going to set it to mid-high, and then that will automatically complete it. The last one should already be set to low.
Synthesizing vaccine.
no real fast way to do this, but in this next section where you actually fight the boss, just go ahead and hammer him with the rockets like earlier. You should actually be able to defeat him before he even tries to go up top and hide behind any of the panels, and he should be dead relatively fast. Nonetheless, if you want to, you can go ahead and save right here if you'd like, because you do have a limit of 5.
What in God's name is this place?
So once Carlos talks to you, that's actually the halfway point to the fight. Again, you just want to keep hammering this dude. If he does break away from you, you just kind of want to try to fire ahead of him, and the splash damage should actually get him. And so now comes to the hardest part of this game. And I did include a death up ahead and how you're supposed to quit out just in case you do die. Now, this boss right here, of course, is the Nemesis. You want to run straight for the gun and try to shoot him. Here's my death first, of course. That's the 3-piece move that I was talking about. Sometimes you can dodge one of them, and then the other 2 will leave you flatlining pretty much. This is where you're going to want to use all this health. Is you're going to want to take it all, and then if you somehow, by the grace of God, survive, just go ahead and heal up and then keep pushing on. But I died, I think, like 6 times from here. So again, you want to hit that quit, just redo whatever it is you were doing. Again, I have to pull all my health all the way back out. And this will not count as a death towards your score because, of course, you quit versus hitting continue. I don't think load affects it either, but just to be safe, I always quit to the main menu. So again, this is like my 6th try. You're going to want to just turn around and just run straight to the gun and then blast him once. And then you can push in any of the batteries in any order that you would like. Now, usually if there's one in the back, I push that one in first because you want to save your last one to be a lot closer to the front so that way you can make it to the gun. I found on this try sometimes staying in the middle made it a little bit easier because he didn't do that slap attack. Because that slap attack is the one thing that is the most deadly. Because again, right here you can see he hit me, I was able to juke it, just instantly heal, because if he does it again, it will kill you. Sometimes he'll even do it 4 different times, and even with that STARS manual, it is not the easiest thing to juke. I felt like I get slapped around every 2 seconds by this guy. So as soon as you fire off that last rocket, you know that it's going to drag him down right there. Just instantly head over towards whatever battery it is you're trying to push in.
Go ahead! I'm gonna put you right back on your ass.
So again, you can see there that he caught me twice. Sometimes he'll go to swing again with that 4th one, but you can just sit there and keep smashing Y, and you may have a split second to where you can heal up before that 4th hit will hit you if he does it intermittently like that. So generally after you dodge the first one, if you get hit at all, I just start smashing the Y or the triangle button, the item menu button, so that way you can try to heal. Then after you do the 3rd one, of course, I don't even try knocking him again. I just assume risk my chances running for the gun. Because all you got to do is grab the gun. Once you grab the gun, unless you take too long to shoot him or something weird happens, you'll instantly kill him.
I am sick of your shit! fucking hit!
Now, for the final segment, pretty much you're home free. You just want to shoot Nikolai in the body anywhere. Now, I don't know if you can accidentally shoot Carlos and blow it. I do know, however, that if you do take too long to shoot, Nikolai will actually just kill you both. And it gives you somewhat, I guess you could call it an alternate ending, because it doesn't just say you're dead right away. He actually talks to you and says, you know, something along the lines of, he knew you were weak and you couldn't pull the trigger. So again, just don't take too long, but you do want to nail the body shot. And either way, easiest part, you should be, you know, done. There's no reason you should fail at this point.
I can still catch him.
Again, just anywhere in the body. I generally aim for the stomach, widest mass, and then you're home free. You can skip everything. You're not going to see the achievement pop up here on my screen because I actually already have it on this profile, but you'll see the time, S rank, no deaths, less than 5 saves, and I believe it comes in at 1 hour and 10 here. And that will get you the trophy. If you haven't beaten it in under 2 hours, this will give you that as well as the Inferno S rank. So, if you guys need any help, any questions, anything at all, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll be trying to make more stuff like this. And of course, for all things gaming, stay tuned to Last Call Gaming. Thank you.